Hello. Hey, hey, hey. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. How's everyone doing? I'm just going to give Facebook a few minutes to populate an audience for me. Let's have everyone come on in the room. I'm going to make sure I'm live in the room myself. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Don't be shy. And as you're coming in, make sure that you have your favorite beverage in hand because tonight we're going to have just a quick conversation about loving yourself. And really, I'm just telling my business. I'm just sharing my business on how I got to the place to love myself, coming from a place of darkness, a place of loneliness, a place of feeling depleted and depressed and angry and all kinds of things. And how I got from that place to where I am today is what I'm here to talk about. So I am live in the group. Yay. Let me tell you, I have had such an emotionally filled day, ups and downs, good and not so good. So I'm very eager to have this conversation with you. And I've been challenged with technology all damn day. So when I tell you I'm sick of it, like I'm so over technology right now. I'm so over it. So I'm not going to keep everyone long because I like to start on time and I like to be done on time. Like I'm very punctual in that. At any rate, so let me introduce myself. I'm Jay. I'm founder of Matters of My Heart, and Matters of My Heart is an emotional support program for adult survivors of child, domestic, and or sexual abuse. And so what we help survivors navigate from a place of hurt to a place of emotional healing. And that's what I'm all about. I am a survivor of childhood molestation, of abuse, of emotional abuse, psychological abuse, spiritual abuse. I've been through it all. I've been married. I've been divorced. I've had all kinds of relationships and I've made all kinds of mistakes. But what I'm grateful for is the opportunity to live, learn, and do better every single day, and not do better for anyone else other than for me. And so I had to get to a place where I could honestly look myself in the mirror and be proud of the woman who was looking back at me. But it took me some years to get there. And so tonight's conversation is really going to be about protecting the process. Now, you may have come into the room and you may have heard or you may have read the title, Time to Clean House. And it's like, well, what is that about? Hey, Shay. Welcome tonight, girl. Thank you for joining me. You may have read the title that says Time to Clean House. I would like to clean house now because they're making a lot of noise and they know I'm recording. God, I pray for a family that can support my business. But anyway, until them rascals go to bed, you have to deal with the noise just as much as I have to. So the issue or the thing that I wanted to talk about tonight mostly was simply protecting the process. So Friday, if you watched the watched the program from Friday, you knew I gave out step one. Like, what was the very, very first thing I did to enter this path of emotional healing, and to enter the path of loving myself again. And so I shared with everyone what I did and advice on how you can get to that place of looking in the mirror and really loving yourself, flaws and all, right? So tonight is step two. But you can't get to step two until you have fully accomplished step one. And so you can't go over the weekend, because I just told you Friday, you can't implement it in 2 days and think that, oh, great, love myself. Next, what can I do now? It doesn't work that way. Everything that I'm sharing with you takes time, because what we're working out are deep-rooted issues, deep-rooted hurt, deep-rooted problems. And so it takes a little time to dig up that thing from the root so that it won't ever manifest itself again. That's the way you kill something. You kill it from the root. And so learning to love yourself is not an overnight process. It is something that you have to practice until it becomes a part of your lifestyle, until it becomes second nature to you. It's just like when you wake up in the morning, you don't think about getting out of bed or, letting your feet hit the floor and going to whatever. You just get up and go to brush your teeth, I hope, or go to the bathroom or wherever your first thing, or what I do, I get rolled over and grab my phone and start looking at emails. But I don't, like, that's just an automatic thing that my body does or my mind does. That's what loving yourself it has to be that second nature to you. And then once you get that part where you can truly say, I love myself, flaws and all, like, I don't care about, the imperfections on my body, because us women, we can look at something and automatically point to something that's negative about us that we don't like, versus looking at everything, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, it doesn't matter, and say, girl, you rock. I love you. You are awesome. And so when you're able to say that to yourself, then you can move on to tonight's conversation of protecting that. Because once you get to the place, and this is where I am, once you get to the place where you truly, truly love yourself, you absolutely know how hard and the hard work it took for you to get there. And so you're going to do everything in your power not to get back, not to go back. I don't care how hard it may be to let go of toxic people, because now I'm going into the conversation tonight. I don't care who it is. When you have fought with all of your might and all of your strength and all of your power to get to the place to smile again, and to really, really smile, and to really, really say, girl, I love you, talking to that inner you, you're not going to let any old body come and mess that up. And so that's why it's important for step number 2 is to clean house. Take an inventory of everyone in your life. And if the energy that you have, if when you're having an interaction with someone and you're more emotionally drained after that interaction, if you're more upset and frustrated, or you feel anxiety or anxious after coming in contact with that person. Hey, Mashandi, welcome, honey. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you get emotionally drained just from having interaction with that person, assess that relationship that you have, because they could be toxic to your growth. They could be toxic to your emotional healing journey. Let me just be very clear. Not everyone in your life wants to see you win. Not everyone in your life wants to see you whole again. Why? Because you're toxic living, because that's what you're living in when you're in darkness and hurt and pain. Hurt people hurt people. But hurt people also travel in packs. Just like successful people travel in packs, just like happy people, perky people, everyone travel in packs. And so sometimes hurt people want to see you remain in your hurt place. So you have to assess people that's in your life that mean you no good, that is tearing you down, that is draining you mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically. You have to look and assess the relationships in your life of people that make you have to be on the defense all the time, or they try to manipulate you or make you feel bad for not responding or behaving in a way that they want you to behave. If a relationship in your life, hey Adrian, welcome sweetie. If a relationship in your life is causing you to, or provoking triggers, and for those who have been hurt, those who have been abused, understand the term trigger if you're in the survivor mode. Meaning you've already left that situation, and that's my target audience, people who are not in an abusive situation, who have left it, but yet they're still dealing with the remnants of it, the pieces, the broken pieces. And so if anyone in your life that keeps bringing up the past to hurt you or to keep you stuck, or they bring up triggers for you, assess that relationship and do one or two things: limit interaction with them or get rid of them. Cut them out completely. And don't feel bad about it, and don't feel guilty about it. Because remember, in order to fulfill this step, in order to walk into your wholeness, in order to walk into your emotional healing journey, you have already come to the place and to the understanding that you're worth it because you love yourself. In order to fully implement this step in your emotional healing journey, you already know the value that you bring to this earth. And so you have to protect that value. You have to protect that journey. You have to protect that process. Because you know what it took to get there. Right? You know the crying, the nights crying that it took to get to this place that you love yourself. You know how many nights of not sleeping, like staying up all night long, praying, seeking God's face, fasting for some of us. Giving up the old way of thinking and really focusing on changing how your mind operates. Like, you put in the work, ma'am, sir, you put in the work to get here. So you're going to put in just that much work to stay here and to maintain this space. So tonight's conversation is getting rid of toxic people. Who are toxic people? What is the word toxic? Dangerous, poisonous. So who are those people? Could be your mama, could be your daddy, could be your baby, could be your sister, your brother, your uncle, your auntie, your friend, your best friend for 25 years. And for 25 years, y'all ran around talking about everybody. not making any kind of progress spiritually or mentally or physically, just tearing down people together. Y'all were homies. Now you've been called to a higher realm, a realm of love, being love, spreading love, receiving love, all of that. So assess. I challenge you tonight to assess your relationships and really think about cleaning house. So once you've gotten to that place, step one of loving yourself, of looking at yourself in the mirror, looking at your image, looking at your physical image, and getting to the place where you love everything about you. Everything about you. See, it's all about protecting the mind, body, and soul. So how do you do that? You look at the relationships that you have, even the relationship that you have with yourself. What are you doing to yourself that's toxic? Man, I wish I didn't say that. Because it goes to me first before I share it. What am I doing to myself, to my body that's toxic, that's jeopardizing my emotional healing, that's jeopardizing my purpose and my mission? What am I doing? So look at the relationship you have with yourself first, and then look at the relationships that are around you, that are closest to you. Start at home first. Start at home, meaning the people that are around you immediately. And then go into the workplace, and then go into the church, because not everyone in church means well for you. It's every relationship. And guess what? You are worth it. And I'm not telling you anything that's not in the Bible. I can give you plenty of stories where Jesus himself kicked people out of the church. Jesus himself was very conscious of who was allowed around him, and whose presence he went into, and who was allowed into his presence. And he was the Son of God. Even he had people that he didn't want to be around. I have tons of stories in the Bible about that. And I'm not saying anything different. It's the same concept. You have a purpose here. Anyone and anything that is in your life that is not pushing you towards your purpose, reassess that relationship. Notice, I probably said cut them out once. And I'm a cut person. Like, I will cut you in a second and don't care anything about it. But I'm not saying cut immediately, right? I'm saying reassess the relationship. Why am I saying reassess the relationship? Because you have to do the work. Because I don't want you to say, well, Jay said I should just get rid of you because you ain't no good anyway. All you do is sit and play PS4 all day. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm asking you to do the work because, listen, this whole journey, yes, you're going to have support along the way, but it is an action journey, an action that you have to take. I can guide you. I can hold your hand. We can cry together. We can laugh together. We can sip wine together. We can sip your favorite. I love coffee too. And I like brown liquor. We can do all these things together. But guess what? There's still an action that you have to take. But you're not going to be able to do step 2 until you've taken care of step 1. You don't know what I'm talking about, step 1, you got to go watch the live from Friday night. If you need it, inbox me. I'll send it to you personally. But this is a journey. And this is a journey that I am on every single day. Every day I get up, I'm challenged with something. And every day I get up, I make a conscious decision of how I am going to carry out the day. I can't quit. And if I have to say that to myself 40 times a day, it's what I have to do. Okay, that didn't work. All right, what else will work? That didn't work. Okay, what else will work? But just like I'm telling you to make that list of toxic people in your life, I've made the list like numerous times. Because I meet people all the time. And especially in this field of online online industry, social media, you meet people every day. So you have to be careful and make sure that you're not even, the things that I talk about. Hey, guys, sidebar, y'all see my Valentine's Day gift? Isn't that cute? I love it. I love my watch. And I don't even wear watches, but this one I'm going to wear because it's a gift. Came from a very special man. So anyway, sorry, I digress. I saw the watch and then it just kind of took me off. But anyhow, point is, and I'm going to get ready to end this broadcast because I don't want to parlay it any longer than it needs to. But the point is tonight is to really reassess or assess, if you've never looked at it before, the relationships in your life of people who may be toxic, who may be a danger to your emotional healing, because the emotional healing and the loving you journey is all combined in one. It's all intermingled. And so it is something that you have to look at. Oh, thank you, Shay. I love you, honey. You guys, you want to see what Shay said to me? Shay, I'm learning how to use Be Live, by the way. Isn't that cool? Shay, isn't that cool? And I'm so doing this live and everyone is like, whatever. I love it. So yeah, so anyway, so reassess your relationships in your life. If there's anyone in your life that is a danger to you staying on your journey, staying on your emotional healing journey, if they bring about any type of negative feeling, if you feel more drained after you've left their presence, if you're talking to them on the phone, and well, even if they call you, and we have technology these days, you can tell who's calling you, and you see their number, and you feel some type of your stomach turn. You're like, oh my God, I don't feel like dealing with this right now. Reassess that relationship. Find out what the core is. Find out why you feel that way about that person, and then determine if that person can stay in your life. Regardless of the relationship, bloodline or no bloodline, it doesn't matter. If I make you feel like that, then cut me off. No hard feelings. Because I don't want to damage your spiritual journey. I don't want to damage your emotional healing journey. I'm not worth it. No one is worth it, because you did a lot of work to get to this place of emotional healing. Protect the journey. Protect the process. It's just that important, because guess what? Just like I'm talking about this now with you, one day you're going to be talking about it to someone else. And so it's very important that you assess your relationships. Determine who stays, who goes, and who limits the interaction they have with you. There are people in my life that are blood. I can't cut them out of my life, but I limit the time and the space and the energy that I give them. I limit it. I can call their names. I block them on social media. But when I go home to visit, there's a certain amount of space and energy that I would allow them to have in my journey and in my life. And guess what? I'm no longer feeling guilty about that. And that's what you have to do too. I will do whatever it takes for me to stay in a place of healing and not a place of hurting. So I said I was ending. I'm just like a preacher. When I say I'm going to end at exactly 10 minutes after I said I'm closing. Anyway, thank you all for joining me tonight. I so appreciate you. I love you. I can't wait to see you again tomorrow night. I'm going to go to bed because I am exhausted. I love you. See you all later. Good night.